Hello, I'm Gary, a product expert with Build Better House. Today, I'm going to show you how to install a sump pump safely. Before I begin, there are some basic steps mentioned in installation manual that you need to follow. You should make sure the outlet is within reach and at least 4 feet off the floor. Avoid using an extension cord and instead use a dedicated circuit. Keep the labels and tags on the pump and avoid running the pump dry. For installing a sump pump, you will need several tools, including a drill with a 3/16 drill bit, a shop vac to remove any water, primer and PVC cement, a hacksaw, a check valve, adjustable pliers, a rubber boot, an adjustable pipe wrench, zip ties to hold the cord in place, gloves, and a couple of rags to keep things clean. This process of installation is often daunting and requires much physical effort, but it can be fascinating to you if you are interested in specific DIY tasks. So let's begin with the installation step by step. The first thing you need to do is evaluate the location where you want to install the sump pump. If you want to install it in a finished basement, then it will be more difficult since you'll have to dig deeper. Thus, I always recommend locations where the water collects. The best practice is to install it near ground fault interrupter outlet. But if you can't find any plug nearby, then call an electrician and have it installed. Remember, you should avoid locating the pump directly beneath significant appliances, such as water heaters, furnaces, or washing machines that have drained on their own. These appliances frequently vibrate and can cause instability in the sump pit area. If you're installing the sump pump in your basement, then you'll have to dig a hole. But it's quite challenging, so you may need someone's help with. You'll also need a large pit when installing a sump pump on the basement floor. And make a note of the measurements before digging. Ensure that the hole you're digging is about 6 inches deeper than the sump. The width should be 10 inches wider than the sump. And also, place a 3-inch layer of gravel at the bottom of the hole. Place gravel around the sump you have set inside the hole. You must ensure that you have left at least 2 inches exposed at the top of the sump. Now, once you have finished adding gravel, your task is complete. Get your sump pump ready for use. The next step is to connect the discharge pipe. It should be at least 2 feet higher than the sump pit's top and gradually slope downward from the pump to the outside of your home. Be sure to attach a drain cap at the end of the hose to drain the water. Now, you have to connect the adapters to the discharge pipe. Take the glue, PVC discharge pipe, and the male adapter. Attach the adapter to the pipe with glue. Repeat the process with the female adapter. Once you're done with it, take the female adapter and attach the glued male adapter with the PVC discharge pipe into the pipe's female adapter. Now, make a hole in the discharge pipe using the power drill. The hole should be 6 inches lower than the drilled hole here. The hole will be known as a weep hole. When you turn the pump off for priming, the water will flow back into the pump through this weep hole. Now, you'll have to install check valve. The check valve is a vital part of your drainage system and should be installed as close to the pump as possible on the discharge pipe. This will help to prevent any water from backing up into the pit. If you bought a submersible pump, attach the check valve to the discharge pipe before it enters the sump pit. Wrap it with a rubber washer and tighten it with a wrench as shown before. If your pump is not submersible, install the check valve at the bottom of your sump pit. A rubber washer should be placed around it and tightened with a wrench. The check valve, whichever type it is, should also be attached to the discharge pipes and closest to the pit opening using a rubber washer. Now place the pump in the sump and prepare to run the water out of your house. The next step is to connect your drainage system to the pump's hose. The connecting process may vary depending on where you place the drainage system and the type of plumbing you have. So read the instructions for your specific model before working on the drainage system. The final step is to cover the pit. It will keep debris and animals out of the pit while protecting the pump from the other components. Once you're done installing the sump pump, make sure you test it. Fill the pit with a few gallons of water. When the water level reaches the float valve on the pump, turn it on and drain the water. If everything is in working order, the water level in the pit will gradually decrease until it is gone. If it doesn't, the float valve may need to be adjusted. Remember, some indoor sump pumps have an indicator light to indicate that they are working. Also, look into the discharge pipe and check the valve for leaks. And that's all. I hope you'll be able to install the sump pump easily and safely with the help of our video. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to watch more helpful content.